Discover Hunter is a really strong deck right now, and people are making a killing with it in Top Legend, but you really need to know what you could be doing with this one, so I hope this guide helps you, and if it does, a like and a subscribe would be awesome, but now let's get into the details.
You are not prepared!
Here's the list I used, and this does actually have quite a big sample size. Right now on HS Replay we can see the deck up close, but the win rate for it is not super amazing right now. I think it was actually this one, 12,000 games, almost 55% win rate, definitely not the worst, but also not super insane either. But it really is a very skill testing deck, so the better you are with this one, the better the result. What is this deck trying to do? Well, basically it could literally OTK people with the help of Neri of the Creator, but for that to happen, quite a few things also need to happen. For instance, you could do something like Rangari Scout into Grifta, and if this gives you the 6 damage, well, after that, basically, Neri's gonna go crazy with 24 freaking damage just with those 2 spells alone. But that could even amp up to more than that with the help of Tidepool Pupil, especially if you also combo that one off with Rangari Scout, which could be insane. That's a pretty greedy and not very reliable thing to happen though. A lot of things need to go right for that really to happen, including Grifta to actually give you the goddamn 6 damage. But you could also get stuff like discount your hand a couple of times, that might also be very helpful. The healing sometimes could come in with the clutch, the card draw could be okay, and so on and so forth, but obviously the 6 damage is the one you really want. You don't even need to do Grifta with Rangari Scout for the most part. You could actually play Grifta straight out on turn 4 and save your Discover if it turns out it's the 6 damage for your Tidepool Pupil later, and you could discover it easily twice with Rangari Scout later like that. Other than that, you also have other game plans, including things like going super wide with the help of alien encounters, and after that you could buff him with Elise if you got 5 mana plus 2 attack on everything. That can be pretty nice. You could also get yourself decently sized minions with the help of the sisters, with things like Ranger Varisa. You could also deal a decent amount of damage with things like Incendious. You could also charge the opponent's face with the mask, and so on and so forth. So it's really not a linear deck, and you really need to know all the possible outs you could be pulling off with this one in order to do well with it. Going through the minions, we have ourselves a couple of Glacial Shards with which you could be freezing the opponent's minions as well as face. That can be pretty valuable, and discovering yourself extra idiots like this could also be pretty decent for you. The Rangari Scouts are obviously super amazing, but they could definitely pose some hand size and board size issues for you, so be careful doing too much of a good thing. Scarab Keychain helps you discover something on turn 1, but we only have a single copy of it because it's not that amazing. Tracking helps you find some important stuff, and again, it is an extra discover, as well as an extra way to get Rangari Scout to proc, and you also discount your alien encounters this way, which could be nice. Same can be said for bird watching again, and you could get yourself extra Griftas this way, so you can actually double down on the chance to get yourself the 6 damage. I actually didn't manage to test if getting extra copies of your sisters amps up the other sisters further. For instance, if you play Ranger General Sylvanas and play another Sylvanas after that, that should not deal extra damage for you, but I wonder if it actually is gonna go up to plus 3/3 for Varisa if you do play 2 Sylvanas first. Do let me know in the comments if you haven't. Personally, I think it won't, but who knows, it might. The Parrot Sanctuary is absolutely amazing here, and you could do something like coin it on turn 1 to play a 1-drop, and then on turn 2 play a 3-drop. The fact that this keeps on opening every time you play another Battlecry minion definitely helps, making it a lot more flexible, but you could also stack it a bunch of times to play something like a fast Incendious or Ziliax. That also might be pretty valid. The Tidepool Pupils could be very helpful, and it could be the difference between winning and losing a game. I actually did misplay a mirror matchup with this thing where I could have won the game if I did not load up this guy with useless spells. Exarch Niall, absolutely amazing. Making your hero power into an extra tracking definitely helps. Mixologist is also pretty cool in here, but don't get it twisted. This guy does not discover you a custom 1-cost potion, but it does give you a 1-cost potion, so Neri still is gonna get double up the effect, and going for the free damage usually is the way to go. And also you could later discover this potion through the help of your Tidepool Pupil, so there's that too. But there's no reason to play your Rangari Scout when you're gonna be playing a Mixologist, is what I'm trying to say. Neri is also pretty amazing in this one, and usually what you do is you save this guy for when you have yourself a bunch of 1-mana spells you want to be dishing out to the opponent's face. But as you're gonna see in one of the games, we actually did do a pretty cool tempo play with this thing into a bunch of Glacial Shards and Rangari Scouts, and that actually did get us the win, even though it did feel risky in hindsight. All the sisters are pretty cool. Don't forget, Illyria is actually discovering new spells, so she still is going to be discounting alien encounters as well as getting you double discovers from the Rangari Scout. That could be cool. cool, but a lot of the times the spells you get would be kinda weird. There's plenty of secrets in the pool, plenty of expensive stuff as well, so she's definitely the least impactful sister. Sylvanas is pretty awesome, especially if the opponent doesn't play around her, and Varisa can also be pretty decent, especially if you play her nice and early. Elise helps big time with the help of the 5 mana location usually. Getting yourself plus attack on a bunch of alien encounters could be pretty huge. Also going for the rushers could be nice. Discovering you extra spells can also be decent to discount your alien encounters or to get yourself extra copies later, but it's really not something you should really look for. It's more like a second place prize. Grifta, like I said, is actually one of the big win conditions for you with this deck, with which you could be doing tons and tons of damage, but of course you gotta get lucky for that to happen. You gotta actually find the 6 damage out of him. Nightmare Xavius is also pretty nice. He could give you some pretty cracked stuff. He does give you Discover again, and also getting something like double Battle Cry on Grifta or Elise or anything in between could be pretty amazing on its own, so be smart about it and don't just look for minions. Also double check what the dark gifts are, because sometimes you might get something absolutely insane, like let's say charge on your Zilliaxes. That could be pretty brutal too. Alien Encounters is a great way to actually stabilize the board and also go on the offense, like getting yourself a bunch of 2/4s as soon as turn 4 could be insane, and you could even get yourself extra copies of this thing with the help of Pool Pupils, and after that if you follow up with Elise, that could be a ton of damage indeed. Bob the Bartender is gonna help you big time controlling the board, and you could lock out the opponent for a turn or two with this guy, especially if you discovered yourself an extra copy with something like Birdwatching or Xavius, including with the Rangari Scout. Incendius honestly feels a little bit on the expensive side in this deck. He's okay, but you don't really do anything too amazing with it, so if you're looking for a card to swap, this might be one of them, even though I myself kinda did like it. Devil's Sour Mask is another card you might feel weird about. The thing about Incendius and Devil's Sour's Mask is these are the only 7 and 8 drops, so if you're trying to cook up a version of your own, don't forget to include something that covers these bases. This deck does not have a 0 mana Wisp, so that might be a consideration as well, and it doesn't have a 10 drop, but you probably don't want to be clapping those anyway. But yeah, this is one of the main reasons why this guy is in the deck. He is expensive, he is clunky, but he is your only 7 drop too. Same can be said for the Devil's Sour's Mask. It's not something you really try to go for usually, but technically speaking, getting yourself an 8/8 charge on the board could be nice, especially if you also copy it with Elise. That way you get to do a quite the substantial amount of damage indeed. Zilliax is great in here. He is your only 9 drop as well, but you definitely are not sad about having the Twin Plus Perfect module in here. And last but not least, we have the Ceaseless Expanse, which again is basically in here because it's a different mana total for Elise, but in some cases it could even come down to him. All around the deck definitely is quite complicated, and you really need to know how to push it in the right direction depending on what cards you're getting, so be smart about it and you should start winning a lot more than you're losing. For the matchups, here's what we have. Aggro Demon Hunter might be a little bit too quick for you, even though I found it not to be a very bad matchup, and the Warriors definitely do feel pretty wonky, not gonna lie. But there's nothing really too polarizing against you, so there's that too. For the Mulligans, here's what it looks like going first. You definitely always are gonna want your Niall. Curving off with a good keychain would be nice. Tracking on one ain't that bad. Varisa definitely ain't bad as well. The sooner you play her, the better. Birdwatching could be okay. Parrot Sanctuary is great. Illyria, I wouldn't say she's that amazing, but she does amp up the other sisters, so there's that too. Elise can be awesome. Mixologist could be okay, and also Sylvanas could be nice depending on the matchup. Holding on to your Rangari Scout, usually not that amazing this early. Try to look for him later when you can actually get some value out of him. On the coin, the situation is similar. Try to get your Niall, try to get your good early game curve, and you should be doing well. All around, that's it for the deck. Definitely one of the more expensive decks out there for sure, but if you have the cards for it, definitely give it a try. Hope you found the guide helpful, and if you did, you know what to do. But now let's check out some of my games in Top 2000 Legend. Hope you enjoy. Sus.
Better start running.
Scarabane Beds. Let's go like that. That ain't bad at all. Especially if he goes with the aggro bullcrap. Let me grab some water while this guy's loading the stream. Okay. No fire spells on the deck. This ain't too bad. I do have 0 beasts aside from the one we just played. Let me grab this one, makes some sense. Okay, Cycle Rogo. Let's see the better bullshitter win. I could have turn 1 coin this thing, by the way. Would have allowed me to go turn 2 this thing with ease. I mean, more like this thing. I'll still use the coin to get the sister on. Twisted Sister. Prey sounds fine. Alrighty, let me refuel a little. Some of these nuts. Let me see if I can find Niall. That's one way of finding her.
Let none hide.
That ain't too bad. Won't be able to play it just yet. For cheap, at least. We'll just get these involved.
Rock number 802, welcome to the collection.
Dude is cycling alright.
Comes to me in time.
Would be a damn shame if I have this. Gets a random elemental. Funny. Still, a damn shame. Could also Bob here. I like Bob. What I don't like is Shadow Step, though. What I don't like is Shadow Step here. Let's just do the delete.
Sisters, my arrows shall strike down our foes. I remember this place well.
Let's go with this so he can shit pant. Okay. Looks good to me. Doesn't seem like he's stabilizing nobody. Sucks to be this guy. Let it go, Chief. My arrow struck well. Could have played it better, but all's well that ends well.
Fear the coming storm. Better start running.
I like that. I don't think I need Xavius in this case. Extra free damage ain't bad. Yeah, I think so. Comes down to how much dust you have. But yeah. If the deck remains competitive, should be fine like that. Okay.
Lush wilds and clear skies. This could be our home.
That ain't bad. Did he get the fish? Of course he did. Sure. Couple of freezer boys are kind of fine, but I think I'm down with that. You know what? I'll even use this. Could have saved it for the Neri turn, but it doesn't always have to be for Neri, you know? Right now we are sticking some decent damage as is. He's probably gonna get the 4/4s here though. Wouldn't mind getting the 2 damage Gilly. I mean, Sylvanas. Okay, still can. There are gonna be 5/5s if he has them, but he doesn't have them. Okay, 2 damage AoE Sylvanas would be great right about now. There she comes, there she goes. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Got Nigel. Do I care for the buffage? I don't care for that right now. I'd rather keep on discovering. Okay, I can grab Neri and next turn fill the board with it. Let's keep on pushing that stool in. Let's see. Doing that kind of forfeits my OTK potential with Neri later though, so I'm not sure if that's super bright. Maybe I'd go for some less OP stuff, like repeating it through the pupil or some. We'll see. He's almost dead. Next turn, he can triple up some things, nothing too amazing. But he is almost dead. That helps.
These could belong to a brand new speed. Time is against me.
I found a spear chest.
Get me, find it. Get me, find it.
Hospitable, let none survive.
I'd rather not board lock myself. So I'm not gonna play the 0 here. And next turn we have 12 damage from hand with the Neri straight out.
I never make two trips.
Destroy Bob.
Never make two trips. I never make two trips.
Nice taunts you got there. What else you got? Ooh, story Bob. Some of that rock and roll right there. Neat chat. That was fun. Not for him.
Your soul shall be mine. Better start running.
Okay, against the Warlock. Silver. That name's familiar. I might actually try like this. But if he turns out to be Shred, I'll regret that. Oh, what the hell? Imagine. What are the odds of that happening? Slim to none, guys. Slim to none. Imagine. He's not Rafam. That much has been said. Should I tempo Glacial? I won't. If he ends up coining Barrage into my mouth into Coyote, I'd regret that. What are the odds of exactly 3 sisters in the mulligan? Slim to none, guys. Slim to none. Hearthstone at it again with the RNG right there. Imagine. That was kind of funny.
What pretty petals.
Okay, this is trying to look fucky. I'm gonna go with the +1, nice and quick. Next channel could be the 4 damage AoE. But who the fuck runs Peddler in there? Warlock, some kind of zoo or something? Is this even Shred? Do you even Shred? Next turn I might even consider Rangari and the Ranger Captain, but no, it's always 4 damage at this point. Perfect. Regret. I really wish that landed on... I mean, that's always where it's landing. What am I talking about? Okay. Not very happy about that, are ya? Let me tempo him. Against this guy, it's all about the tempo. If this thing tanks 4 damage for me, I'm a happy boy. Make no mistake. It did. It did, chat. Who the fuck runs this dragon, though? But in a much deeper sense, it didn't. If I get the stealing here, that'd be amazing. Let's do that then. No stealing, but some healing. Couple of taunts is also in the worst. But the healing is just huge. It's huge. All I gotta do is control this guy to death. Don't need to be worrying about damaging him as much. He should be fizzling out of steam, hopefully soon. Who does that? Okay. Bob for next turn sounds fine. Could have also, but no, going fast sounds dumb.
Nothing can prevent your end. What pretty petals.
That is a dragon, alright. Elise. Going for 5 mana location sounds fine.
I remember this place well.
Please give me the rushers, though. Is it gonna give me the rushers, guys? It better. Thank fuck. Thank fuck. You know what? I'll just take care of this.
Against me.
That's fine. We have the amulet for more healing. This is fine. Doesn't seem like it so far, Leonidas. Shredlock is fine-ish. Not top tier, but definitely could hit legend with it if you play it right. Okay. That'd be pretty nasty with Bob. Bobby. Bobby. That's a lot of damage you're sporting. That's a lot of damage, sport. Could also go with this. Next gen is probably even better, though. Bobby. He's gonna slap himself for 3 extra damage, so if he doesn't respect this board, I mean, he's basically dead on board if he doesn't. And he probably doesn't. Easy. That was a nice game. Playing that 1-2 on the board definitely helped big time. Body.
You asked for it.
Better start running.
toss it all. Kind of feels like that 05, but it's a nice little extra layer of bullshit you could be bullshitting. Okay, he's Protoss. So let's not do anything too hasty. I'm not gonna tempo Rangari here. More of that. That's gonna be a chunky Neri.
What would the Dark Lady
I wonder if I can tempo the shit out of this guy with Neri, guys. I'll actually try. Next turn I tempo Neri if the board is still empty. And he's not supposed to be able to kill it unless he gets giga lucky with what he discovers right now and plays that crap preemptively. I don't know. I don't feel unlucky, punk. Tempo Neri play. Can you handle that? Be a lot cooler if you couldn't. Did he discover the good thing? Doesn't. Let's fucking go then. Let's fucking go then. Let's go fuckingly, chat. Let us proceed to go fuckingly. They're all bullshit. Getting free Tidepool pupils is the least bullshit out of this crap. Triple 2 damage, on the other hand. We're trying to get this done quick. See how that go, chat. Let's see how that go. Good old tempo Neri play. He also could have had triple Seabreeze Chalice over there, by the way, for anybody keeping track. Let's see how that go. Could go for a 1-mana location here. I will.
I remember this place well.
Shit. Well, I get to discover at least. That's gonna fill my hand, but I'm gonna try.
These could belong to a brand new species.
Okay, that's playable. Pretty bummy that it didn't give me the +1 attack though. Would have been a lot cooler if it did. Haggard the Shaman seems to be the best deck right now. This one could do wonders in skilled hands. For the masses, Shaman probably is best though. Okay, random bullshit. That's fun. Be a lot cooler if that's counterspell. Shit. If I do this, I get to discover a lot of extra free damage. Let me see if I can do that. There you go. I'm down with that. So let me go ahead and do this thing. And this way I get to do this thing. Okay, technically speaking I do have 12 damage for next turn, but he's probably gonna gain some armor, isn't he? Bob also fucks me over. Let's see what else fucks me over. That Khadgar would be a lot cooler if he doesn't open his fin mouth.
I remember this place well.
That should be fine. I think we got him. It's armor again, fucker. Is it lethal regardless? Or should I get lucky with this guy? I have 6 more damage. I should get lucky with this guy. One shot. Piss. Ah, you dumb bitch. Well, that's a lot of discount.
Is against me.
Let none survive.
I found a sea urchin.
Find it.
It's not lethal though, so let me go ahead and kill this crap first. I should have discovered while I still can discover twice. God damn you stupid... What's your face? Didn't I still have... No, I didn't have enough mana to play more than that. Khadgar giving him 16 armor though. Fucking hell. Fuck those two in particular, but it didn't matter. He was gonna kill him anyway. Sure. That ain't too bad. It's actually lethal. No, it's not. It's off. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Fucking hell, man. This game was a little bit too creative. A lot of weird stuff happened on this one, didn't it? A lot of weird stuff. Managed to stumble into that lethal. Managed to stumble into it. All around, that definitely is quite the mindfucker.